All right, what is going on, everybody? Quancredible here, bringing you the review for Black Clover Chapter 302. This chapter review is coming out a little bit late. I'm not for sure if everybody knows this, but the Olympics going on in Japan moves everything one day forward, backward, Mo moves it to the next day, whatever. Forward, unimportant. It moves it to Monday. So the review is coming out right now. It would have been out a little bit earlier, but I have to work and I was playing video games, so yeah, a little distracted there. But here we are, and honestly it's crazy because like this chapter, when I looked at the spoilers, it was probably like the most excited I'd been for spoilers in a chapter like in a while. And then reading the actual like officials, this is probably like the best chapter of Black Clover in like a really long time. Like when I think about post time skip or just black like when I think about post time skip Black Clover chapters, like this chapter is up there with like, Nox flashback, with like Asta and them versus Dante, like like this is up there with like those kind of chapters. Honestly, probably just those two. Like these like those might be like those two, and then this top chapters of Black Clover easy. And like I'm gonna get into it, and you're gonna see like what I'm talking about. This is easily one of the best chapters in like a while. But it basically starts with Noel going off to charge at Majecula while telling Asta to keep Laura Petchka safe. Cool. So then we have the intervention of Real and Charlotte. Real realizing that Noel's Saint Stage is key to taking out Majecula, and that Charlotte's anti-curse briar magic is essential for all of them not dying or getting cursed. So he's like, all right, I'm gonna provide maximum support. Summons the Master of Valhalla, which is 100% Odin, which is crazy. Huge shout outs to Broku for being Broku was calling Odin for so long. Like if people really understood how long Broku was screaming Odin, like you really just don't get it. But he essentially provides excellent backup and support for those two, while Charlotte, is still doing her anti-curse magic thing. Does do like, what was it, the true briar magic, crimson spear or whatever it's called, which is like a freaking spell she used when she was a elf. And I want to say we haven't really seen too many people utilize like the literal exact same spell they used when they were a elf. So this is like, honestly, Charlotte's growth and improvement as a fighter is like undisputed. People that don't realize that are like crazy. And then Real finally becoming a force in the series is also crazy. Like, so we have two primo developments right there, like crazy. And then from there we have like Majecula merging some of the like blood and steel knights that she made to make giant blood and steel knights. And I found this part kind of funny that like Real's like smaller Valhalla knights gets like swatted out of the way. That part was just like kind of funny to me. And then from out of literally nowhere we have Luck. Like flash in and like kick through, and which is really hype. I don't know why I didn't really think about this, but the fact that Asta showed up would probably more than likely mean that like Luck, Noct, potentially Magna, maybe even Zora will be in tow. Like it's not, that makes a lot of sense considering they were all together. And honestly, this is a side thing, but the fact that like we haven't seen Zora really since he caught Magna means that Zora is skulking around in the Spade Castle, which means who knows what he's setting up. So I wouldn't be surprised at some point in the near future we see like a Zora trap go off, which is crazy. But yeah, like I said, we have Luck flashing in and just kicking through one of these like blood steel beasts. And then from there we have Real's inspiration from all of this going on welling up more and more. And then this, I know there's some debate on what's happening here, but to me, this, his inspiration welling up does create, to me, or what it looks like, an extended range for the Valhalla spell, which brings Gaja back. Because I know that a lot of people saying Gaja was dead. Me personally, on the Gaja is dead versus not dead thing, I was never really like leaning towards one way or the other. Just because like on one hand, he did say he used up all of his life force, but on the other hand, I never seen his grimoire like disappear. So like in Black Clover, if you don't see that grimoire fade away, I mean, hey, this is a strong chance they could be alive. But I don't think guys are like getting back up under the like pretense of Real spell is that bad. I mean, I mean, real spell makes it so where people can't die. So it makes sense that he would be like able to come back or be able to at least fight in this moment. And then you have like what is one of the craziest panels. Like I know I talked about last chapter, it's about to have some amazing panels, but this panel right here of Luck and Gaja shooting through, clearing a path for Noel.
My God, this brother.
Yeah.
It's very.
Like they're matching each other. There's like freaking runes and arrays in the sky, raining down lightning. Like we need a Black Clover video game with like team ultimates, because this move would look so hype in actual like actually being animated. And it's crazy because there's so many things happening in this chapter already, and it's just we got so it's just this is a crazy action-packed chapter with like tons of characters actually involved. And with all this, Noel is able to break through and get a stab at Majecula, to which Majecula says that, you know, even in her state being, you know, because she still is only like I guess 1/3 or not even a third. No, yeah, I guess that would be 1/3, because I want to say she needs 3 souls of powerful female mages to, or same-sex mages to like fully manifest, and she only has AC here, so she still doesn't have Lord Pesca, and she still doesn't have Vonica. So reasonable to say or assume she's at 1/3 of her power, and she's surprised that they were able to push her this far, like despite her being where she is. However, we see that it's still not enough, as she is able to, like, you know, most of her body is gone, but her heart in her head is still intact. Weird, but her heart in her head is still intact, and Noel is unable to get completely to it, to which Majecula starts to launch her counterattack with like it appears to be like some blood spears or cursed blood spears, whatever you want to call them. They seem more like blood spears to me, because she's blocking with cursed magic, so she's probably attacking with her blood magic, or with Vonica's blood magic. And then we finally get Nozel. Nozel finally appearing. This is something that I talked about. This is something a lot of other Black Clover content creators have talked about, is the fact that Nozel needs to be involved in the Majecula fight in some way, shape, or form, considering he was there. He was actually there when Vonica and Majecula had attacked and killed Acier. You know, this is basically the whole catalyst for why his family is the way it is, why everything is the way it is in the Silva household. Like, this was essentially all her fault, so it makes sense that he would have to be here in some capacity. So he drops down, saves Noel by blocking the attacks, you know, saying that like, you have no idea how long I've waited for this moment. So we just have so many people involved in this, and honestly I've been waiting to get to this point in this video for a while. And what it is, the thing that makes this chapter like one of the best chapters in Black Clover in a really long time, just in general, is because, like, to me, I got Zagrid vibes from it. Like, if you remember back when everyone was fighting against him, and it was like, okay, you had Lumiere and Licht, you had Nero stepping in and helping, you had Austin, you had Charlotte, you had Yami, like, you had so many characters all pitching in to beat one big foe. And that's what this reminded me of, because again, you have Luck, you have Real, you have Charlotte, you have Noel, you have, Austin, he didn't fight, but he's in the background. You have Gaja, like, you have Nozel, like coming in. Like, you have so many characters just trying to beat her. And this is something that is really important to Black Clover, is because one of the things that made Black Clover stand out, at least in the beginning, was how good Black Clover's supporting cast was. Like, Asta is a really dope character, but the thing that made Black Clover really amazing, or one of the things I was saying, is that he had lots of other good characters around him. And it feels like in the Spade arc, like, while Tabata has been giving side characters shine, it feels too like narrowed down. Like, whenever a side character gets shine, it's like one solo chapter about just that one person. We don't get to see anything else. But this chapter, we had lots of different things going on, lots of different people coming in. So it kept everything fresh. Like, it kept everything feeling really good. So honestly, I really did enjoy that about this chapter. So honestly, this chapter probably get the highest score for me, and like, I want to say probably the highest score I've ever given out, and that is going to be finally giving it a first time on the channel a 9.9. No, I'm playing. I'm not going to do it, but a 9.5 though. In all seriousness, super close to a 10. At this point, I feel like I'm not just giving out 10s as like a principle thing. Like, I feel like if I give out a 10, I lose. But honestly, for me, one of my favorite chapters, hands down. I would love to know what you guys are, or how you guys are feeling about this chapter, Nozel showing up and all of that. Real Charlotte, all them being of use. And I do want to say, like, it's tough to say an MVP in this fight. It really is, because like there's a lot of people doing a lot of good stuff in this chapter. Now I will say though, as for where we're going next chapter, I'm not for sure, because Nozel's here, and I'm assuming he's gonna play a big part in Majecla being beaten, because Noelle didn't get her stab off. So Majecla's heart is still intact, and everyone else is busy fighting the Dark Disciple Demon Transformation Horde, which means that at Majecla is only Nozel and Noelle. So as for what I think is probably going to happen, there's probably going to be a combo spell between Nozel and Noelle. Maybe like Nozel has, the like power and the precision to get through, but it'll be Noelle's Saint Stage magic that will ultimately kill Majecula. But like, in some way of them two working together to make it happen. That's probably what I think is going to happen. I highly doubt Tabata's going to hop off of this fight, because Tabata typically doesn't do the bounce around thing when it comes to, the Spade Castle. Especially when we're in this much of a heightened moment, so we're definitely still going to be here. But man, I just really loved how he had a lot of his characters all together doing things like all at once. No one felt really useless at all. Like everyone felt like they had a reason. Every panel felt like it had a reason to be there, as opposed to how I've been feeling about some things in the past, where it feels like a lot of things are just kind of dragging or for no reason. So honestly, I love this chapter. This was a really good chapter. But like I was saying, let me know how you guys felt about it down below. Make sure you guys leave a like on the video, as well as subscribe to the channel for more content. I do really appreciate all the support, as I try to tell you guys so very often. Aside from that, I have nothing else for you guys. So you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you all in my next video. That's crazy. Have I really been wearing these this entire time? I had no idea. Like, I can see myself, and I had no idea I had these on the entire time. Wow.